Imagine this. You're walking down the street, holding a freshly caught salmon, only to find yourself arrested for being suspicious. Sounds absurd, doesn't it? Yet, it's a real law in England. Or picture this. Forgetting your wife's birthday in Samoa could result in a legal warning. Or worse, across the globe, there are laws so bizarre they make you question how they even came to be. Some have historical roots, others are relics of bygone eras, and a few defy all logic. Today, we're counting down the top 10 strange laws that actually exist in the world. Stick around, because by the end, you'll wonder if these laws were written as jokes, or if they reflect the quirks of human society. 10. Suspicious salmon, England. Let's start with England and its strange obsession with fish. According to the Salmon Act of 1986, handling salmon under suspicious circumstances is illegal. What does that even mean? Could you look guilty while carrying fish? Perhaps you're sneaking salmon home from a friend's barbecue, or you've bought it at a discount price from someone with shifty eyes. In reality, this law was created to prevent poaching and illegal fishing. But the phrase suspicious circumstances is so vague that it's become the subject of endless jokes. Imagine a police officer stopping someone to question their fish handling motives. While the law was meant to curb illegal activity, it's hard to take it seriously with wording like that. 9. Chicken crossing, Quitman, Georgia. Why did the chicken cross the road? Well, in Quitman, Georgia, it's a question you'd better not ask, because letting your chickens cross the road is against the law. The rule exists to ensure that chickens, which are considered valuable livestock, don't wander onto public streets, causing accidents or disrupting traffic. It may seem overly cautious, but think about it. In rural areas where chickens roam freely, an unexpected road crossing could genuinely cause chaos. However, the humour of this law lies in its connection to the age-old chicken joke. In Quitman, that punchline could result in a fine, or at least a lecture on poultry management. 8. Lightbulb law, Victoria, Australia. Ever changed a light bulb in your home? In Victoria, Australia, this simple task was once a crime, unless you were a licensed electrician. Under the Electricity Safety Act of 1998, doing your own electrical work, including swapping a burnt-out bulb, could result in a fine. The law aimed to prevent electrical accidents, but it left many people scratching their heads. How dangerous is changing a light bulb? Thankfully, the law was eventually revised, allowing ordinary citizens to reclaim their right to illuminate their homes. Still, the idea of needing a license to screw in a bulb is one of the more peculiar examples of overregulation. 7. Mandatory smiling, Milan, Italy. What's with the long face? In Milan, Italy, frowning could technically get you fined. The city has an old regulation requiring people to smile at all times, except during funerals or hospital visits. This law dates back to Austro-Hungarian rule and was intended to promote a cheerful public atmosphere. While it's no longer enforced, the idea of mandatory happiness raises some interesting questions. What happens if you're caught in a bad mood? Do you fake a smile to avoid a penalty? It's safe to say Milan's streets might have been the most positive place on earth, at least on paper. 6. After 6 p.m., Florida, USA. Florida is no stranger to strange laws, but this one takes the cake, or maybe the beans. In the Sunshine State, passing gas in public after 6 p.m. on a Thursday is reportedly illegal. The origins of this rule are unclear, and it's likely a relic of old decorum laws. While the law isn't enforced, it raises amusing questions. Why Thursdays? What about the rest of the week? Was this law ever taken seriously, or was it simply an attempt to preserve public decency in the 19th century? Whatever the case, it's a reminder that not all laws age gracefully. 5. Canadian music, Canada. In Canada, patriotism extends to the airwaves. By law, radio stations must play at least 35% Canadian music during peak hours. The rule, established to promote local talent, means you're guaranteed to hear artists like Justin Bieber, Drake, and Celine Dion on a regular basis. While the intention is admirable, the law has its critics. Some listeners find the constant rotation of Canadian hits repetitive, especially during the holiday season. But for emerging Canadian artists, this law can be a game changer, ensuring they get the spotlight they deserve. It's a quirky but effective way of keeping Canadian culture alive and thriving. Number 4. Dog walking, Turin, Italy. Italy makes another appearance on our list with a law in Turin that requires dog owners to walk their pets at least 3 times a day. Fail to do so, and you could face a fine of up to €500. This regulation is part of a broader effort to promote animal welfare. In fact, Turin also bans giving goldfish away as prizes at fairs, citing concerns about their well-being. While the rules may seem excessive to some, they reflect Italy's commitment to treating animals with care and respect. And hey, it's not a bad way to encourage people to stay active. Number 3. Bathroom law, Scotland. Need to use the bathroom in Scotland? Just knock on someone's door and ask. By law, they are obligated to let you in. This rule stems from old Scottish common law, which emphasises hospitality and generosity. While it's doubtful anyone enforces this law today, it's a fascinating glimpse into Scotland's cultural values. Imagine being in a dire situation and knowing the law has your back, literally. Whether people actually abide by this rule is another story, but it's a testament to the country's reputation for kindness. 2. Birthday reminder, Samoa. In Samoa, forgetting your wife's birthday isn't just a recipe for the silent treatment, it's a legal offence. While the consequences are unclear, it's safe to assume the law was created to encourage husbands to be more attentive. This quirky regulation may seem unnecessary, but it highlights the importance of familial harmony in Samoan culture. Whether it's meant to be taken seriously or as a playful reminder, it's certainly a law that keeps spouses on their toes. Number 1. Burial plot, Saint-Laurent, France. Topping our list is a law from Saint-Laurent, France, where dying without owning a burial plot is illegal. Yes, you heard that correctly. The town's mayor issued this decree after the local cemetery ran out of space. While it's impossible to enforce this law, after all, the deceased can't be punished, it reflects the desperation of a small town facing logistical challenges. The absurdity of legislating something as inevitable as death makes this law both tragic and comical, securing its place at the top of our list. From smiling mandates to suspicious salmon laws, these strange regulations show us just how quirky human society can be. Some of these laws are rooted in practicality, others in tradition, and a few are simply baffling. Which law surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more fascinating stories from around the world. Until next time, stay curious.